Hello everybody and welcome to Fruits Basket episode, oh man, what are we on, 16? I'm going to say sweet 16 is what we're on. Episode 16 anime review. This episode was mostly flashback and it was fine. Don't know if I enjoyed it quite as much as last week's, but it was still good, you know? Not every episode could be full on drama and everything, and it was actually kind of nice to get away from the main cast in a way. Like, this wasn't any Soma shenanigans, this was not Soma it was still shenanigans, just wasn't really Soma shenanigans, which is fine, you know, every so often. I mean, they were there, they showed up, they were pretty funny, but yeah, should we just start? Let's just start this thing, as always. I feel like these intro bits, they just have me just randomly saying stuff, but that's fine. No one's complained yet, so we'll keep it rolling. Let's get on with this. So the episode begins, we have a blonde person, and at this point I have no idea who this was. Blonde person, I assumed it was a hard day of work and they were just, oh, like that, you know? You know when you've had a hard day at work or school or whatever, you're just like, just gotta sit down and not do anything. I remember that. But yeah, then, out of nowhere, pool episode, hooray! Everybody pool episode, everyone knows what we're going in for, we're in for some shit. No, we're not. No, we're not. It was a bit of pool. Toru is in a school swimsuit, and I was like, at first I was like, that's a funny joke, and I was like, oh yeah, wait a minute, it's because she's poor, isn't it? That's why. Oh, like that. I was like, oh, it makes sense. It's actually relevant to the plot and not just for a lols. See? Double layered. Layers. Like ogres have layers. And onions. Shrek. How do we get onto Shrek? Layers, that's how. Yeah, so she's got no swimsuit because she's poor, not a proper one anyway. So Uo and Hannah go to recruit the boys to help. They're like, hey, everyone chip in, we'll buy her one as a present. The boys are like, no. Well, no, they're not really. They're just like, why? And then they give in pretty easily and everything. They're pretty, what's the word? Submissive? They give in really easily when it comes to Toru. So that's pretty good. So they're at the, I was going to say the underwear store. They're the swimsuit store. And the boys were pretty funny in this. They were complete fish out of water. They were like, why would you bring us here? What are you doing? It was pretty funny. I also like, while they were complaining, like, to Uo, in the background there's just random women like smirking at them. I just thought that was a nice touch. I thought it was quite funny. It made me chuckle. But yeah, then they start arguing about which colour would fit Toru the best. I think Kyo says orange because of his hair. It's because of his hair. Yuki says blue, and there's probably some. Are his eyes blue? I don't remember. He says blue for some reason. The argument gets ended by Hannah, who is like, you're both stupid, it's obviously pink. And I was like, she knows. I was on 100% team Hannah then. I was like, she knows, pink is the best. And we never see Toru in said swimsuit. So I'm assuming later down the line, she's going to be in the swimsuit. So that's just my bold prediction for later on. But yeah, then while they're all there, Uo's like former gangmates are just peeking around the corner. And they gawk at the boys. They're like, oh my god, hot boys, haha. But they're like gangsters, so they probably don't say haha. They're probably like, huh, huh. Is that what I have no. As you can tell, I'm the last person who should be talking about gangsters. So, yeah. But yeah, then they give Toru her present, and she cries. She does cry a lot. You know, it's nice. She's adorable, but like, you do keep crying, Toru. I feel like that's how you're gonna win over everyone, is with those tears. Toru's great. I love Toru. So now we have a very lengthy flashback section. The whole group's sitting around and Uo basically just explains her backstory, just in one fell swoop. So, she looked up to Toru's mum, because Toru's mum was a gangster as well, or a biker or whatever. I'm just going to keep saying gangster, you know what I mean. Then while they're talking about that, the gangmates are also there again, peeking around the corner. I hope they actually play a part, maybe in next episode, because they were just there this episode for no real reason. But I'm assuming they should at least become actual characters. But yeah, then we learn more about Toru's mum as well. We learn about how Uo met Toru. Just happened to run into her and everything. Met her mum and was super disappointed because it's that whole thing, isn't it? Never meet your heroes, because you get this vision or this image of what they're like, and then you actually meet them and they're like, you know what I thought about? You're just like a normal person. That's lame. I don't want you to be a normal person. I want you to be Superman, I guess, or Superwoman. But yeah, it's a thing that applies to real life as well. You know, don't put people on a pedestal, because you will be disappointed. That's something I was gonna say I found out that, but I haven't. I've never met any of the people I like idolize, so I'm pretty safe. Yeah, so Toru's mum, we get a little bit in the house. Toru's mum actually came up with the Uo nickname, the Uo-chan nickname, and obviously it's stuck. And Uo was really rude the first time they met. She like yelled at her, was like, you suck, for how dare you be a caring parent, how dare you, that's lame, you should be a badass biker or something. Yeah, you know, kids are stupid, and she even admits it. She's like, I was super rude. I shouldn't have been like that. You know, kids are very rude. You gotta, but at the same time, tell your kids not to treat people like that. It's not difficult. But yeah, then we get some more of what happened after that. She was in a rough crowd. She was just getting into fights and everything. Her dad is a alcoholic. It looks like, always drinking. His beers filled the table and everything. Then we get that scene from the beginning of the show. Remember the blonde girl that was all tired? That was Uo. That was young Uo. See? Didn't see that. And then it just kind of ended. It kind of ended where it began. And I was like, oh, this doesn't feel like they've completed this like arc in this episode. So they're probably going to continue it next week. And I'm fine with that. You know? You need these elongated stories. Is that a good word? That's a word I'm going to use. Yeah, so that was pretty rad. I didn't really know if I should keep this in with the last segment, so I'm just going to talk about it now. There was a post-credit scene with those 3 gangster girls again. They were yelling at the camera, practicing their yelling, I think. That was pretty weird. Then they're like, we got it, let's go yell at a random stranger. And then they yelled at Momoji, who responded in German and scared them away. I don't know what to make of this, if this is going to be an actual event they reference, or if this was just like a little skit that was done for the funnies. It could very well be that, you know. Yeah, I don't really know what to make of it. It felt kind of out of place, if I'm being completely honest, but it's not like it was a big part of the episode that took away from it. So yeah, anyway, talk about the episode as a whole now. I'll talk about that a little bit. I liked the backstory of Uo. I assume we're gonna do something similar with Hannah soon. It's nice to have these, what I thought were side characters, get a little bit more to them, you know. I think that's something that this show is really good at, is like it tells you bits and pieces about every character, so they're not just, oh, that side character, who cares about that. It's like, oh, I know you're the one that did this, and you're the, it's kind of like easier to remember them. It's something that a lot of shows struggle with. You're like, okay, who are you again? This show is really good at it, so that's a positive, a really good positive. That's probably one of the things the show does best, actually, is each individual character, and you know, they're being really memorable. That's a thing. These characters are memorable, you know. That's a thing. I just realised I've talked myself into really liking this episode after being kind of on the fence about it. So actually, yeah, this was a good episode. I liked it. So yeah, we've reached a resolution to this story arc. The story arc is me not knowing how I feel about the episode. We've reached a resolution. I liked it. Anyway, thank you for watching it and everything. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and all that. There's loads of other reviews on here. You should check them out. I talk about a lot of anime. It's something I like doing, so I'm going to keep doing it. Thank you for watching. I'll be here the same place next week as well for this show. And I will see you next week, as I just said. Bye, guys.